गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े काके लागू पाए बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो बताए. This doha particularly defines very clearly the difference between a teacher and a guru. While a teacher tells us what is right and what is wrong, the guru guides us and enables us and empowers us to take the decision and to decide what is right and what is wrong. So we have a guru, a coach with us today, and we are blessed to have his presence. Namaskar Swamiji. We have Dr. GYANVATSAL Swami with us from BAPS Swaminarayan Society, and he is a life coach and an eminent speaker. He has got millions and billions of subscribers on YouTube and lakhs and crores of followers in real life. So when he speaks, it looks like the petals are showering, and we all would be blessed today to hear his words of wisdom. So Swamiji, welcome to this forum, to Fire and Security Association of India.
Thank you.
And I'm sure today, after having you here, our viewers of this show and our society members would take away a lot of good things for them to implement in their lives and to make their lives better.
Yeah, thank you.
Swamiji, I've heard lots of your motivational sessions. I've been a live listener of your shows, and I've seen a lot of shows on YouTube also, and taking or collecting all of them, it gives me a different background altogether and a different mindset, because you talk on all the various topics. Your talks are not focused on one particular topic. You connect different things, different aspects of life, weave them together, and then present in front of us so that we can benefit in each aspect of our lives. So my first question comes to you is that you come from a society which is famous, which is popular, and which is known for doing a social service. As I heard, I think every 15th day BAPS is creating one social project and delivering it for the service of the society.
Yes.
But how do we ignite this power? How do we ignite this passion for social service in a normal human being?
Well, your question is very apt, and as you said that the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha is at present undertaking many social projects, environmental projects, medical projects for the betterment of society and humanity. But as you pose the question that how a common man ignites the fire within himself to serve the society well, ignites a fire for social service. Well, the first and the foremost thing in this is that if you understand the realities of life, that this is a 70 or 80 year game. Human life is 70, 80 years, 5, 10 plus minus with the grace of God. In this, what am I supposed to do? What I can do? How can I give to the society? What best I can do for my soul? What and how can I help my brethren? I just don't want to live a life for just myself, just for my family, just for my hobbies, just for my work. I want to live a bit of selfless life as well. This is the great teaching of our scriptures. This is the basic understanding of our Indian culture. So my answer number one to your question is that when you accept the realities of life, that this is a 70, 80 year game and death is a certainty, then you ponder upon certain selflessness, you think upon and you try to act upon certain selfless acts in life. Answer number two to your question is that I need help from people, I need help from society, I need help from my friends, I need help from my family members. In the same way, I must help people, I must help my family members, I must help my brethren. What I want, what I need, I should give to the society as well. So this is answer number two, that when sometimes I need help, I expect help from people. In the same way, people expect help from me. Third thing, In our scriptures of Sanatan Dharma, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the great value, the great virtue of selfless service has been so much decorated, and so much glory has been sung about it, that when a person does selfless service, he becomes, to an extent, a divine angel for the society. He, according to the scriptures of the Sanatan Dharma, definitely secures a much better place in the heavens. This is faith in spirituality. Talking from the science point of view, science has increasingly proved in the last few decades that selfless service can give you a good physical health, mental health, emotional health. So taking all these aspects into consideration, we understand the glory of selfless service. Now from glory to that passion, what we need to do is that we must take one step today. We have understood the glory and the benefits of selfless service from the spiritual point of view and from the science point of view. Now to go towards it, develop a passion, you must first, even if it is a mechanical act, you do it. Take one step at a time for a cause that is close to your heart. Maybe an educational cause, maybe a medical cause, maybe an environmental cause, whatever. Take one step. And this is how that one step will form a habit. Such habits will get transformed into a passion. But we must do.
So, Swamiji, a wonderful response. And as we see that social service in our industry also, if I connect all of your words in our, with respect to our industry, fire and security industry, we have firemen, we have policemen, and they are there for the service of the society. And when they go into a building to fight a fire, or they go to a premise where there is a matter of security, they have this feeling within themselves that their duty is to protect the life of a human being in that disaster, risking his own life. At that point of time, he is not looking at his life, he is looking for hundreds of those lives which he can save. But what we have often observed is that after facing a disaster or after facing an incident, the survivor of that incident as well as the person who has helped them to survive, both feel it very difficult to come out of that incident. It puts a traumatizing effect on their minds, on their behavior, on their words, the way they think, the way they act. So how can we deal with these kind of pressures? Because these are unusual things which happen once in a lifetime. So we need to have a tip or a trick or a hack, so that in case if there is something which is bothering us after surviving from a particular incident which was bad, we need to have something which can help us to recover from that incident quickly. So your views on that, Swamiji?
Well, you rightly said that when firemen or such security people, they go on the campus where there is a fire or a security concern, and after the operations, and as you rightly said that during the operations they put their life at risk to save tens of other lives, and they do it risking their own life. But as you said, after the operations, the trauma, the stress, the shock, it's difficult to come out of it, both for the survivor and for the performer. But, well, when you accepted this way of life, when you accepted this as a profession, or maybe as a service, you knew beforehand that you will pass through such situations in life. Nobody takes up a profession or a service without envisaging, without knowing about what's in store for him for the future. So first of all, firemen or security men, they know that what is in store for them in the situations that can prop up for them in the days to come or in the future. Second thing, when a person passes through such traumatizing happenings in life, the one best thing that the scriptures have taught us is you have to forcibly try to forget it. It will keep on striking your mind, keep on trying to imbalance your emotions, but still you have to forget it. So try to forget it. As I rightly use the word, you have to forcefully try to forget it. So that is the second thing. Third thing, in such situations, you are like, when you are exposed to it, chanting the holy name of God, connecting with God, that the Nam Smaran, that is chanting the holy name of God, it can give peace to the soul, peace to the mind. So when you give a chance to your own soul, to your own life, to connect with God, the bruises can be well healed. The bruises of emotional setbacks, of shocks can be well healed. I personally feel, and out of experience of all my travels and meeting people and talking in conferences and my reading, definitely that chanting the holy name of God, bruises, this bruises can well be healed. So this is the best option.
So Swamiji, wonderful connection with God you have created here, and I believe that in your every response you usually connect the problem very beautifully with the solution, which every one of us are aware, but still not being really not really being able to identify that what is the cause. The problem is just in front, solution is just in front of us, but still, even if it is there, sometimes because of smoke in the environment or because of non-clarity of the things, we are not being able to identify that solution very clearly. And by chanting the name of God on a daily basis, probably would give us that focus, would give us that clarity, so that things around us can be easily be identifiable to us, and we can then implement them in our lives to resolve our day-to-day issues as well as our major issues which we are having. So talking about the fireman and policeman who goes to a building with a lot of passion, risking their life to help others, but often what we have seen is, even after they're doing their duties with full capabilities, full energies, people really take them for granted. They do not have any kind of compassion or any kind of empathy towards these people who are risking their life to, save a lot of lives. So how can we actually make them aware? वो चेतना हम कैसे उनमें जागृत कर सकते हैं कि ये लोग आपकी जीवन को बचाने के लिए यहाँ हैं, और if they are telling you to wear your seat belt, if they are telling you to follow the signals, if they are telling you to go through the exit passage in case of fire, there is a protocol which you need to follow while entering into the building. You need to know what all needs to be done in case of any emergency, and we take it for granted. We just don't care about it. So what exactly can we do to develop this sense of security within ourselves, so that we can respond to any kind of disaster in a better way, and we can have a compassionate and an empathetic view towards the people who are serving us?
Well, I would say first that all the people are not such. Today we have a mix of two generations. The elder generation is perhaps less educated or sometimes illiterate. So from that section, we may possess a certain section of people that may not feel it that important to follow the guidelines as per the instructions of the firemen or the security people. But the second generation, that is today's modern times, who are educated, well literate, academically qualified, we saw it during the corona times that that generation definitely wore the mask, was sanitizing the hands, keeping social distance. So education makes a difference. My one-line answer is education makes the difference. So today we are a mix of these two generations. Over a period of like another 15 to 25 years, we will have the most educated society ever in the history of our country. So they would like understand the instructions better. They would like feel of following these instructions better. They would respect and have compassionate and empathetic view and attitude and approach towards the firemen or the security men who really care for them. On the other hand, we also saw that they have been well respected in certain sections. They have been well honored because of their work. I'm reminded when you are talking of this to me that I heard the story and either read of it in a magazine that a fireman, Mr. Rajesh Shukla in Delhi, he took all the risk to save about like 11 lives. He entered the burning building 12 times till his oxygen apparatus were exhausted, until like he started having headache because of inhalation of smoke. I think it was during the Anaj Mandi building fire in Delhi, and he was well honored by the society and the local community and the clubs there, by organizations there, because of his such daring work. So he was like felicitated. So I would say that there are people, there are organizations who really know the value of the work that the firemen and the security people do. So I said you two things. First, education will make the difference, and more and more society getting educated now in India. Today we have a mix of both. So that section may perhaps not be able to recognize, but this section definitely is. And we saw it that they are being well honored and taken care of. And even see the security people, we talk of the highest level like the army, navy and the air force who are protecting us. Jawan jab shaheed hota hai, when he is martyred, when his dead body reaches his own village, native village, the way the village folk, they honor him, they felicitate him and posthumously pay unlimited regards to him. We can see that people in the inner core of their understanding, they definitely respect these people. But as you rightly said, more and more of such happenings in the society for people would definitely educate the people and make them aware of their respects towards such firemen and security men.
So we, Fire and Security Association of India, as a society, it has always been our endeavor to create awareness at all levels. And we really want to inspire people to take on this noble profession. We also have certain upcoming training modules where we will empower a normal graduate to come in the industry. We will teach him, we will guide him, we will mentor him, and we will make him able to serve the society in such a way. So fire and security has got a different dimension also. It is a business, it is a revenue generating stream, as well as it has got that element of social service built into it. Our job is to extinguish fire, but for that we need an inner fire. To have that feeling, to extinguish fire, we need that feeling of inner fire. And when we talk about inner fire, there can be two kinds of inner fire. One is a positive inner fire and one is a negative inner fire. So let us keep that aside. Negative inner fire, we all know, should not be there, and we all have to try our level best to avoid that negative fire. When we talk about positive fire, it has to come outside and it has to have enough heat so that it can give warmth to the people surrounding us. How a person, a graduate, an 18-year boy or a girl who's coming out of the college, have this understanding, have this clarity that there is a positive and a negative fire? How can he differentiate and how can he put his positive fire to use?
Well, that needs a very good understanding of the real meanings and the sense of humanity, morality and spirituality. As you put forward that how a person who is now into the mature age of 18, 19, 20 understands the difference between a positive fire and a negative fire, and how he well calculates it and puts it into practice, the positive fire, for the betterment of his own self and for the society. I think that is your basic concern. So as I said, humanity, morality and spirituality. Humanity is that I cannot do anything wrong in my life. I'm supposed to do something selflessly for the society, that is humanity. Morality is that I should be right in the eyes of God, in the eyes of people, in the eyes of my own conscience. Spirituality is that your connection with God and you follow the norms, the disciplines put forward by the great scriptures of the Sanatan Shastra, that is the great seers and seekers of India. Secondly, everybody of us has an experience of the outcome, of the effects of putting negative fires into practice and the outcomes of the effects of the positive fires that we put into practice. Knowingly or unknowingly, we put these fires into practice. When we put negative fires into practice, we sow the seeds of hatred. We get into friction with somebody. We get into an undue, not just a conversation, not just a dialogue, but an undue brat with people. We spoil relationships with people. We develop grudge for people. On the receiving end, we lose friendships, we lose trusts, and many other such things that we lose in our lives. So what I mean to say is that all of us has an experience of the probable effect of the negative fire within us. If we ponder upon that, introspect a bit, then we can tell ourselves that I want to save myself from negative fire. So next time when it erupts, I'll be more conscious. Next time it flares up, I want to douse it as quickly as possible. Talking from the positive point of view, about the positive fire in life, we know that passion is a positive fire, enthusiasm is a positive fire, fearlessness is a positive fire. Let me do it today, not tomorrow, is a positive fire. I can make it, I can do it, I will do it, is a positive fire. We know the outcomes of the effects of this positive fire as well. As a student with this positive fire, we have scored well and excelled and upgraded ourselves in our academics. It's a proof of our own life. We read the books of great personalities who walked upon this earth in different fields, their biographies, autobiographies. We have seen the positive fire that they had and the results that they created in their respective fields. That is, the respective fields may be personal or public, but they have created. Third thing, our scriptures say that with a positive attitude of mind and a passion and enthusiasm, there is nothing under the sun and above this earth that you can't achieve if you desire to do so. So faith in those words. So I told you three things about positive fire. First, our own experience that our own positive fire has produced some good results for us. Second thing, positive fires has produced extraordinary huge levels of success for people. We read that from their biographies and autobiographies that they have to the extent changed the course of history. So from great personalities we learn. And third thing, from the great scriptures, that how it helps us. So definitely try to douse the negative fire and try to arise the positive fire in you, and you will get all that you want and desire.
So, thank you Swamiji for giving this insight into positive and negative fire. So coming on to the last question of the day. How do you remember all these things? What gives you that power so that the right word comes on your tongue at the right time? What is your routine? People want to know that. And how can we have some takeaways from your lifestyle so that if not you, but at least we can come closer to your kind of lifestyle and have those benefits in our day-to-day working and our day-to-day profitability?
Well, the first and the foremost answer to your question is that all happens with the grace of God and the grace of our Guru Pramukh Sai Maharaj and Mohan Sai Maharaj. What I am doing today, like talking to people and trying out to give my best thoughts for the betterment of the lives of people, it's all with the blessings of my Guru Pramukh Sai Maharaj and my Guru Mohan Sai Maharaj that they blessed me to do this, and so things may be happening. Secondly, as you said, that what can we do or how can we take our first steps to like remembering so much or bringing the right word at the right time on the tongue or trying to like uh, give the best that can benefit to people in their lives is that whatever you undertake in your life, basically I would say this, whatever you undertake in life, do it with full zeal, with full passion, and it is like your lifeline. As you breathe, which is your lifeline, you must have the same standards for your work. That my work is my oxygen of life. If you take your work, that your activity, or whatever you are performing during the day, it should be of the importance of oxygen to you. If you understand that importance, you give your best to it. That is the second thing. Third thing, that you have to acquire information and knowledge of your own respective field. For example, as you rightly said, I am a speaker. I talk to people about teaching them better thought processes, better behavioral patterns, better attitudes. I regularly read, I introspect, I put down notes, I arrange, rearrange the structures of the talk, practice a bit, because no performance comes without a practice. So my third answer is that you have to work hard when it comes to information and knowledge for your field. Fourth thing, always start a work with a prayer that God, please inspire me so that I can perform this act of mine to the best of the knowledge that I have. But with your blessings, I will perform beyond my capacities. But at the end of that act or performance, it should benefit not just me, but one and all. When you start with these prayers, and after the performance or the act or the work that you do, if you thank God, that thank you God, whatever you felt right, you worked through me. If you have that sense of gratitude towards, though it has happened by you, but actually God has made it happen through you. That basic understanding, and you get charged up because now you are connected with Him, and that connection gives you the superpower to perform the act and give to the society.
Thank you, Swamiji, for taking out your valuable time for the benefit of the society again, as you've been doing it throughout. So let me summarize what we spoke about. First was the connection that you tell that in every problem we see, there is a connection. We really need to identify that connection. And in order to identify that connection, we need to have clarity. And that can only come with the chanting of God. And of course, by consuming a lot of good material.
Yeah, more of spirituality.
More of spirituality. Consuming the right material, good for our business, good for our profession, whatever is required. We need to research it better, we need to do it in a disciplined manner, and we need to practice it to be able to perform beyond our capabilities and to take God's name whenever we are there to perform. Just before that, take God's name so that maybe
He works through you.
Yeah, yes. So we perform in our capabilities, but there is some magic which happens, so we outperform on that note.
Yeah.
So thank you once again, Swamiji.
My many prayers for you and all the subscribers of your channel and all the viewers. My innermost prayers for you and your family, both.
So thank you for being there with us, and I'm sure you would love to watch Swamiji again and again. You can follow him on YouTube, and he'll be there, your guiding force throughout. And I also request you to kindly sign up for Fire and Security Association of India as a member. It gives you a chance to contribute towards the society and to give your beat towards the service of the nation. Thank you. See you again.